back to a time in your life, I'm going to assume that everybody's had this same experience. Maybe that's a big assumption, but I think it's going to be true once I ask you to remember it. If you remember a time somewhere in your life when you experienced somebody that you know and love, cared about, either a family or friend, maybe even an acquaintance, who was there one day and then gone the next. For me, it was in 1986. I was 15 years old. I was new to the church. My good friend Allison, we were acolytes together on Sunday. By the following Saturday, I was at her funeral. She had died in a climbing accident on Mount Hood with the OES school back in 1986. But it was the first time in my life and in my experience that it became real to me that you can be here one moment and be gone the next. That is really the truth of Ash Wednesday. We were joking this morning at Ashes to Go of like, how do you joyfully remind someone of their mortality? How do you joyfully say, you were all going to die? Well, there's no real way to do that except to say, that is the truth. Our mortality is real. And we maybe kind of get used to the idea that we're going to be here all the time, and we think we have all the time in the world. And then something can happen, I'm suggesting, in which suddenly you realize, in a stark sort of way, one day we're here and one day we're not. And it's sobering. It's gripping. But it's also not something we need to be afraid of. It just is. And God is with us in it. And God's word to us in that very stark reality of our own mortality is that I am with you even in death. A God of love and of kindness and of mercy. If there is good news on Ash Wednesday, it is that. It is a custom of the church for many, many centuries now to take real time before Easter and to, in a sense, go with Jesus internally in our interior selves and really set with the idea that time is short. And to be okay with that as best we can. There's nothing easy about that. But short of actually facing your own mortality, there's also facing the ways in which we fail, our shortcomings. I think of the season of Lent as like cleaning out your closet. And I need to do this at my house, for sure. It's amazing how in a year's time how much can actually accumulate in my closet. I don't know where it comes from actually, but there it is again. And it seems like I go through this every year. But Lent is like going to that closet and I'm talking about a thorough clean. The kind where you take everything out and you lay it all out. You separate it all out and then you walk through and you go, I don't need this, haven't used it in 5 years. It's gone. Or this I absolutely want. Let me make a special place. And you're sort of restacking yourself. Instead of your linens or your closet stuff, the stuff that you have. What we're asking in Ash Wednesday in the season of Lent is to do that same exercise, but on the inside of your soul. Like take time to lay out just all the relationships, all the facets of your life, and look at them. And to make amends if you need to. Reach out if you need to. Let go if you need to. But in a sense, to let God, invite God, in fact, to reorganize you and recreate you anew in mercy and in love. there's any good news of Ash Wednesday, it is that this is who God is. The one who comes to us in our, just exactly the way we are, with love and compassion. Who comes to us and says, let's go to the closet. Let's go to the closet and we'll just together, we'll just look at it all. And we'll sort it out, and it'll be okay. So when Easter comes, that news of resurrection and joy, the power of God to overcome death, is all that much more real to us again. That's the reason we do it, to enter into that mystery, that passion of Christ. To experience in some way the pain of dealing with our own selves, but then also to experience the mercy and the grace of God that is given so freely. It seems ironic that as that gospel text says, don't, do outward things, just go into your closet or go into your room and shut the door and don't let anybody, see you pray or whatever. And then we come together in this liturgy and we smear something so that your eyeballs are, drawn exactly to this thing on your face. The reason we do that, the deal with ashes, is a very, very ancient symbol of humiliating yourself. In the Bible, it talks about, when you have, been wrong before God, when you have sinned, and you kind of realize that you've done that, to dump ashes on your head and to sit on the ground is to be humiliated, to make a physical spectacle of yourself in such a way that you open yourself to renewal. It's not just an act. It really is an invitation of prayer. We do it as a way of reminding us time is short, no time for games, no time for fooling around, no time for masks. Time to be real and to be honest before God and before one another, that God might work in us reconciliation and healing. That's what Ash Wednesday is all about. So with that, I invite you to please stand.